Am I truly risking it all trying to trade futures on Kraken as a beginner? That's the question I asked myself when I first started on Kraken's futures platform. The word futures sounds complicated, and the idea of leverage, magnifying both gains and losses, can be intimidating. But my experience has shown me that with a straight-to-the-point strategy and strict risk management, you can navigate it. When you're starting out, forget the complex strategies. We're focusing on two simple, foundational approaches that worked for me. Chart increasing directional trading, my first step. The very first strategy one used was directional trading. This is the most basic approach. You're simply betting on whether the price of an asset, like Bitcoin or Ethereum futures, will go up, long, or down, short. How I approached it, I looked at the daily chart for a clear trend. Was the asset consistently making higher highs and higher lows? That's a good sign for a long position, buying. Was it consistently making lower lows and lower highs? Time to consider a short position, selling. The crucial first rule, I only used 1x or 2x leverage. This is key for beginners. It minimizes your risk significantly. Trading at 1x leverage is essentially trading spot, but on the futures platform, which is a great way to get used to the mechanics without the extreme risk of high leverage. My entry/exit rule, I waited for a clear, established trend on a higher time frame, like the 4-hour or daily chart, and used a smaller time frame, like the 1 hour, just to fine-tune my entry. Once the price broke a key support or resistance, I entered. I always set a stop loss immediately below the recent swing low for a long trade, or above the recent swing high for a short trade. This is non-negotiable. Person walking trend following, holding for the move. Once I got comfortable with directional trading, I moved to trend following. This is where you identify that market direction and then aim to ride it out for a bigger move. This is different from day trading. It involves holding a position for days or even a week. My indicators, I kept it simple. I used moving averages, MA, specifically the 20-period and 50-period MAs. The signal I watched for, when the 20 MA crossed above the 50 MA, and both lines were pointing up, that was my bullish confirmation for a long trade. If the 20 MA crossed below the 50 MA, and both were pointing down, that was my bearish confirmation for a short trade. Risk management, I would set my take profit, where I would exit with a profit, at a previous major high or a measured move extension. My stop loss would be set below a key MA, usually the 50 MA. The discipline here is letting your winners run, but cutting your losers quickly. Shield the beginner's mindset. Risk management is the trade. Honestly, the most important trade you'll ever make on Kraken futures as a beginner isn't about predicting the price, it's about managing your risk. I learned this the hard way. Start small, only allocate a tiny percentage of your entire portfolio to futures. I started with less than 5%. Define your max loss. Before you click buy or sell, know the exact dollar amount you are willing to lose on that trade. Your position size and your stop loss should be calculated based on this number. Low leverage, I can't stress this enough. Stick to 1x to 3x maximum leverage until you have months of consistently profitable trading history. High leverage is for professionals, not for learning. It turns small mistakes into liquidation. Futures trading on Kraken can be accessible, but it demands respect and discipline. Start simple, manage your risk like a pro, and let the market teach you.